Good morning. After a false start this morning, I'm beginning again with a morning prayer by Bahá'u'lláh. O my God and my Master, I am thy servant and the son of thy servant. I have risen from my couch at this dawn tide when the day star of thy oneness hath shone forth from the day spring of thy will, and hath shed its radiance upon the whole world, according to what had been mentioned in the books of thy decree. Praise be unto thee, O my God, that we have wakened to the splendors of the day spring of thy revelation. Send down then upon us, O my Lord, what will enable us to dispense with anyone but thee, and will rid us of all attachment to aught else except thyself. Write down, moreover, for me, and for such as are dear to me, and for my kindred, man and woman alike, the good of this world and of the world to come. Keep us safe then through thine unfailing protection, O thou the beloved of the entire universe, and the desire of the whole world, from them whom thou hast made to be the manifestations of the evil whisperer, who whisper in men's breasts. Potent art thou to do what pleaseth thee. Thou art verily the Almighty, the help in peril, the self-subsisting. Bless thou, O Lord my God, him whom thou hast set over thy most excellent titles, and through whom thou hast divided between the godly and the wicked, and graciously aid us to do what thou lovest and desirest. Bless thou moreover, O my Lord, them who are thy words and thy letters, and them who have set their faces towards thee, and turned unto thy face, and hearkened to thy call. Thou art verily the Lord and King of all men, and art potent over all things. Excuse me for a minute. I'm going to say a couple of prayers for people who are having tests and difficulties, including myself. Here's a prayer by Bahá'u'lláh. Dispel my grief by thy bounty and thy generosity, O God, my God. And banish mine anguish through thy sovereignty and thy might. Thou seest me, O my God, with my face set towards thee, at a time when sorrows have compassed me on every side. I implore thee, O thou who art the Lord of all being, and overshadowest all things visible and invisible, by thy name, whereby thou hast subdued the hearts and the souls of men, and by the billows of the ocean of thy mercy, and the splendors of the day star of thy beauty, to number me with them whom nothing whatsoever hath deterred from setting their faces toward thee, O thou Lord of all names, and maker of the heavens. Thou beholdest, O my Lord, the things which have befallen me in thy days. I entreat thee by him who is the day spring of thy names, and the dawning place of thine attributes, to ordain for me what will enable me to arise to serve thee and to extol thy virtues. Thou art verily the Almighty, the most powerful, who art wont to answer the prayers of all men. And finally, I beg of thee by the light of thy countenance to bless my affairs, and to redeem my debts and satisfy my needs. Thou art he to whose power and to whose dominion every tongue hath testified, and whose majesty and whose sovereignty every understanding heart hath acknowledged. No God is there but thee, who hearest and art ready to answer. That prayer was really for the world. The world is in so much pain. Everybody is in so much pain. And I would like to recite another prayer for people who are having tests and difficulties. This prayer is by Bahá'u'lláh, but I have to find it. This is such a beautiful prayer. He is the compassionate, the all-bountiful. O God, my God, thou seest me, thou knowest me. Thou art my haven and my refuge. None have I sought, nor any will I seek save thee. No path have I trodden, nor any will I tread, but the path of thy love. In the darksome night of despair, my eye turneth expectant, and full of hope, to the morn of thy boundless favor. And at the hour of dawn, my drooping soul is refreshed and strengthened through the remembrance of thy beauty and thy perfection. He whom the grace of thy mercy aideth, though he be but a drop, shall become the boundless ocean, and the merest atom, which the outpouring of thy loving kindness assisteth, shall shine, even as the radiant star. Shelter under thy protection, O thou Spirit of purity. O thou, the all-bountiful provider, this enthralled, enkindled servant of thine. Aid him in this world of being to remain steadfast and firm in thy covenant and testament. And grant that this broken-winged bird attain a refuge and shelter in thy divine nest that abideth upon the celestial tree. And that one is by Abdu'l-Baha. Let's see. I think I'll say a prayer for youth today, for your children, and for mine and my grandchildren. And oh God, make this youth radiant and confer thy blessings upon this poor creature. Bestow upon him knowledge, grant him added strength at the break of every morn, and guard him within the shelter of thy protection, so that he may be freed from error, may devote himself to the service of thy cause, may guide the wayward, lead the hapless, free the captive and awaken the heedless, that all may be blessed with thy remembrance and praise. Thou art the mighty and the powerful. Here's one that I find very comforting, and I don't know why I find it so comforting, but it really comforts me. This is a prayer by the Bab. O Lord, unto thee I repair for refuge, and toward all thy signs I set my heart. O Lord, whether traveling or at home, and in my occupation or in my work, I place my whole trust in thee. Grant me then thy sufficing help, so as to make me independent of all things, O thou who art unsurpassed in thy mercy. Bestow upon me thy portion, my portion, O Lord, as thou pleasest, and cause me to be satisfied with whatsoever thou hast ordained for me. Thine is the absolute authority to command. And here's another prayer by the Bab. Say, God sufficeth all things, above all things, and nothing in the heavens or in the earth but God sufficeth. Verily, he is in himself the knower, the sustainer, the omnipotent. Here's one by Abdu'l-Baha. O God, my God, fill up for me the cup of detachment from all things, and in the assembly of thy splendors and bestowals, rejoice me with the wine of loving thee. Free me from the assaults of passion and desire. Break off from me the shackles of this nether world. Draw me with rapture unto thy supernal realm, and refresh me amongst the handmaids with the breathings of thy holiness. O Lord, brighten thou my face with the lights of thy bestowals. Light thou mine eyes with beholding the signs of thine all-subduing might. Delight my heart with the glory of thy knowledge that encompasseth all things. Gladden thou my soul with thy soul-reviving tidings of great joy. O thou King of this world and the kingdom above, O thou Lord of dominion and might, that I may spread abroad thy signs and tokens, and proclaim thy cause, and promote thy teachings, and serve thy law, and exalt thy word. Thou art verily the powerful, the ever-giving, the able, the omnipotent. And now I would like to recite Abdu'l-Bahá's Tablet of Visitation. Abdu'l-Bahá was the son of Bahá'u'lláh, and we know him as the master or the perfect exemplar. He embodied Bahá'u'llah's teachings. This is a very beautiful prayer. And he says, written above this prayer, it says, this prayer revealed by Abdu'l-Bahá is read at his shrine. It is also used in private prayer. And this is what Abdu'l-Bahá said about it. He said, whoso reciteth this prayer with lowliness and fervor will bring gladness and joy to the heart of this servant. It will be even as meeting him face to face. He is the all-glorious. O God, my God, lowly and tearful, I raise my suppliant hands to thee and cover my face in the dust of that threshold of thine, exalted above the knowledge of the learned and the praise of all that glorify thee. Graciously look upon thy servant, humble and lowly at thy door, with the glances of the eye of thy mercy, and immerse him in the ocean of thine eternal grace. Lord, he is a poor and lowly servant of thine, enthralled and imploring thee, captive in thy hand, praying fervently to thee, trusting in thee, in tears before thy face, calling to thee and beseeching thee, saying, O Lord my God, give me thy grace to serve thy loved ones. Strengthen me in my servitude to thee. Illumine my brow with the light of adoration in thy court of holiness and of prayer to thy kingdom of grandeur. Lord, help me to be selfless at the heavenly entrance of thy gate, and aid me to be detached from all things within thy holy precincts. Lord, give me to drink from the chalice of selflessness. With its robe clothe me, and in its ocean immerse me. Make me as dust in the pathway of thy loved ones, and grant that I may offer up my soul for the earth, ennobled by the footsteps of thy chosen ones in thy path, O Lord of glory in the highest. With this prayer doth thy servant call thee at dawntide and in the night season. Fulfill his heart's desire, O Lord. Illumine his heart, gladden his bosom, kindle his light, that he may serve thy cause and thy servants. Thou art the bestower, the pitiful, the all-bountiful, the gracious, the merciful, the compassionate. Now, I'll end, I'll finish the prayer part with with Abdu'l-Bahá's prayer for the northeastern states, he came to this country after having been a prisoner for 40 years. He was incarcerated in Palestine in a fortress, and he was finally freed, and he came to this country and traveled around for 9 months. He was 68 years old and very frail and of poor health, and he spoke 2 or 3 times a day. He just went everywhere. And when he returned back to Palestine, he revealed special prayers for different parts of the country. And he told the Baha'is to recite the prayer for their part of the country every day. And so this is the prayer for the northeastern states. O thou kind Lord, praise be unto thee, that thou hast shown us the highway of guidance, opened the doors of the kingdom, and manifested thyself through the Son of reality. To the blind thou hast given sight, to the deaf thou hast granted hearing. Thou hast resuscitated the dead, thou hast enriched the poor, thou hast shown the way to those who have gone astray. Thou hast led those with parched lips to the fountain of guidance. Thou hast suffered the thirsty fish to reach the ocean of reality, and thou hast invited the wandering birds to the rose garden of grace. O thou Almighty, we are thy servants and thy poor ones. We are remote and yearn for thy presence, are athirst for the water of thy fountain, are ill, longing for thy healing. We are walking in thy path, and have no aim or hope save the diffusion of thy fragrance, so that all souls may raise the cry of, O God, guide us to the straight path. May their eyes be opened to behold the light. May they be freed from the darkness of ignorance. May they gather around the lamp of thy guidance. May every portionless one receive a share, and may the deprived become the confidants of thy mysteries. O Almighty, look upon us with the glance of mercifulness. Grant us heavenly confirmation. Bestow upon us the breath of the Holy Spirit, so that we may be assisted in these regions, and like unto brilliant stars, shine in these regions with the light of thy guidance. Verily thou art the powerful, the mighty, the wise, and the seeing. And now I'm going to share some little, they're like poems, they're like spiritual haiku. It's from this book. Doesn't have the title on it, but it's called The Hidden Words of Bahá'u'lláh. And he says at the beginning, there's 2 parts. There's one section that's been revealed in Arabic, and then there's a second section that's been revealed in Persian. And of course, this is a translation into English. And this is what he writes. This is what Baha'u'lláh says at the beginning. He says, He is the glory of glories. This is that which has descended from the realm of glory, uttered by the tongue of power and might, and revealed unto the prophets of old. We have taken the inner essence thereof and clothed it in the garment of brevity, as a token of grace unto the righteous, that they may stand faithful unto the covenant of God, may fulfill in their lives his trust, and in the realm of spirit obtain the gem of divine virtue. So now I'm going to read some of these little sayings that he's written. I'm just going to put my sweater on because it's chilly in here. O Son of Spirit, my first counsel is this: possess a pure, kindly, and radiant heart, that thine may be a sovereignty ancient, imperishable, and everlasting. You're going to like this one. O Son of Spirit, the best beloved of all things in my sight is justice. Turn not away therefrom, if thou desirest me, and neglect it not, that I may confide in thee. By its aid thou shalt see with thine own eyes, and not through the eyes of others, and shalt know of thine own knowledge, and not through the knowledge of thy neighbor. Ponder this in thy heart, how it behooveth thee to be. Verily, justice is my gift unto thee, and the sign of my loving kindness. Set it then before thine eyes. And here's the third one from the Arabic. O Son of Man, veiled in my immemorial being, and in the ancient eternity of my essence, I knew my love for thee. Therefore I created thee, have engraved on thee mine image, and revealed to thee my beauty. I'm going to end this portion here. But I'm going to take a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to do another video reading from the Summons of the Lord of Hosts, which is written by Bahá'u'lláh. So if you like, feel free to tune in. Thank you for joining me.